Trees are everywhere. This statement is so obvious that it hardly even seems worth saying. We see trees so often that we usually don't even look at them anymore. All we need to see is tree. Has bark, it doesn't move. If we think about it for a second, we might get to, it can provide wood. I've heard it makes oxygen. Then another thought comes along and we're back to our day. Yet, we know there's more to it than that. When we're in the presence of an old, mystical tree, we often can feel something else entirely. For thousands of years, humans have looked at the tree and have seen something of ourselves mirrored back. What we see has always been perplexing, some lost meaning just beyond our reach. What is it that we see, and why do we feel such kinship with the tree? In this short video, I'm going to try to vocalize my current views about what the symbol of the tree means in relation to our human experience. A tree is a living entity composed of many different parts. The roots are the foundation, the trunk is the core, and the leaves supply energy converted from sunlight. A slender, delicate stem connects each leaf to the tree. Through this stem, water, nutrients, and energy pass through. The leaf gives and takes from the whole. When an individual leaf dies, the tree will remain. A leaf cannot live without being connected to the tree, and a tree cannot live without the energy from its leaves. If enough of the leaves become diseased, the tree will be as well. As individuals, we are leaves, and in this metaphor, the tree is the giant, living sum of human experience. When we die, the tree will remain. We perceive ourselves as separate from the tree, but really, we are merely appendages. The heart of humanity seems to lie outside of the individuals it's composed of. It's intangible, like a vast web of energy. It can be felt, but not measured. This energy sustains us. We deeply need each other. People wither away in prolonged isolation. Having only material resources isn't enough for us to survive. We need that delicate stem that connects us to the rest of our community. Our Western culture seems to have forgotten the stem and the tree. So wrapped up in ourselves, we neglect to tend to the whole. We now perceive ourselves to be only the leaf, small, powerless, cut off from the source. It's such a discouraging perspective. That feeling of isolation fosters a sense of meaninglessness and nihilism. It's the new normal, and it's not natural. Most cultures throughout human history knew their connection to the whole to be authentic, and now we've forgotten. If an entire culture can forget our inherent connection, what is the end result? Can anything hold us together? Many of us are completely disillusioned by our lonely insignificance. The perspective of my generation is that the world seems to be dying and we're powerless to stop it. We see exploitation and greed being rewarded while honest work doesn't always pay off. Hearing all the problems of the world every day makes one feel hopeless. How can one person make a difference when the full weight of the world is crashing down at all times? Maybe it's better to take shelter from it all, build a fortress, and keep everything and everyone else out. Try not to think about it. Try not to feel it. Maybe it's not so bad to join in on the immorality. Step on someone else to get ahead. Why should I be the one to lose? When the greater sum of people forget our shared connection, selfishness and short-sightedness naturally take control. Then, our tree will become diseased, and everyone will suffer along with each other. Even those that reap the most rewards from the destruction they've caused will not be protected. Selling your soul comes at the cost of an insatiable thirst that can never be quenched. Our culture has lied to us. The purpose of our lives isn't to make money, obtain material items, and to accept detached comfort as the highest ideal. Anyone that has obtained these qualities can attest to the emptiness that they inevitably bring. We are told that we're playing a zero-sum game, that for each winner there must be a corresponding loser. We're encouraged to play this dirty game, lie, cheat, and steal your way to the top, to make money off the misfortune of others. When you have blood on your hands too, you'll be less likely to criticize the one that sells the knife. It reinforces the oppression of all each time you take a dishonest route towards self-gain. The worst deeds are done by those that have deceived themselves into thinking that what they're doing is justified. Everything we do to others are the things we do to ourselves. It doesn't have to be like this, though. Our culture can be redeemed. Everyone makes mistakes. We're all living blind to the full impact of our actions. Truth and honesty are the only ways to heal. Accept radical responsibility for yourself and your participation in anything you know to be wrong. If we all acknowledge the ways we're living in opposition to honesty, then we can change our course as a whole. It's not too late to recover. The tree is hardy and strong. Once the fire and illness have passed, new growth can bloom again. I know it's easy to say hopeful things, though. I don't want to wash over the problems of the world with blind hope. It takes action to make change, and it takes trust that things could change for the better to be able to take action. It's so hard to put your trust in life and live openly when you've seen around you how tough it can be. But the alternative is living in fear, letting life pass you by, and not experiencing the love and beauty that might have transformed you. It's your responsibility to uplift yourself. No one else can do it for you. The world needs you. Because your life is not entirely your own. You are merely the steward of your own soul. Your consciousness is borrowed just like the molecules in your body are borrowed. The carbon that makes up the cells in your body will be recycled into the earth, and your consciousness will be recycled into the greater whole. You're not permanent, but your impact can be. You're not just responsible for yourself either, but also for the lives of everyone around you. The whole community fails or succeeds together. In accepting the weight of this responsibility, you gain something worthwhile in return. You'll know deeply that you're never truly alone, and that you're much larger than you perceive yourself to be. You'll know yourself to be much more than a lonely leaf. You'll know yourself to be the tree. With this knowledge, you can be sure that there is meaning and significance in everything you do. That meaning and fulfillment is what we're all truly looking for. Resting in this sanctuary of meaning is better than any temporary pleasure. I can promise you that. How can we get there? The first step is to not be isolated. Every moment spent fully present with a loved one is infinitely important. It sounds cliche, but it's what makes all of this possible. The love you give is the love you receive. It has the power to heal everything. What if there truly isn't an omnipresent deity living above us? What if there's only the tree and the energy that sustains it? What if a piece of this divinity lies deep within each of us? What would we do with that information?
Some days her shape in the doorway will speak to me. A bird's wing on the window. Sometimes I'll hear her when she's sleeping. Her fever dream, a language on her face. I watch your flowers like babies. What God's love, maybe, as sure